there, everyone. I'm sorry I didn't see you. I was just pretending to dive in the coral reefs. I even found this magnificent coral while I was doing so. My name is Aleesha, and I'm an environmental educator. Why do you think coral, like the one seen today, is so important to us? Luckily for you, we are going to be learning all about coral reefs and how we can protect them right here in Wisconsin. So let's dive in and get learning. Here we are. I want to introduce my special friend, Bubbles. Bubbles the fish will be helping us along our journey while we learn about coral reefs. So let's get started. Come on, Bubbles. Come on, everyone. Did you know that coral reefs are older than dinosaurs? Coral reefs have been providing homes to thousands of species of fish, turtles, and corals for over 240 million years. Hence, coral reefs are high in biodiversity, which is an area of high organism variety in a particular habitat. Some species of fish can only live in coral reefs and no other habitat. What kind of movie can you think of that stars a clownfish? Finding Nemo, right? Finding Nemo is a movie about clownfish, and they can only rely on sea anemones in the coral reefs in order to survive. Without coral reefs, species like the clownfish would not exist. This means that coral reefs are keystone species, which are species other organisms rely on to survive. Let's go take a look now and look at what coral reefs are useful for regarding our health. Coral reefs are also used in order to produce medicine for conditions such as asthma, arthritis, cancer, and heart disease. Do you know anyone with either of these conditions? Without coral reefs, people with these conditions wouldn't be able to get better because there would be limited medicines for them. What are some other ways that you think coral reefs help protect people? As seen in the image on screen, the top image is depicting what it would look like with coral reefs, and the bottom is showing what it would look like without coral reefs. At the top, you can see that there are coral reefs in the water, which are the brightly colored squiggles, and the breaking surf, which is the water, the harsh water that comes with tsunamis. And because there is coral reefs there, the house at the top is protected because the surf, the water, is not coming in as hard and as fast. But at the bottom picture, you are seeing that there are not coral reefs, or very little, not as much as the top picture. And so the surf, the water, is coming in very fast and not broken up and is taking out that entire house. Coral reefs provide 500 million people jobs as well as food. And I can't forget how coral reefs helps Bubbles too. What's that, Bubbles? You have an excellent idea for how we can help coral reefs at home? Well, let's take a look at what it is. Bubbles, where are you? I thought you had an excellent idea. Oh, whoa, look at you. Bubbles, your idea is great. We can ride bikes in order to reduce our emissions. Emissions are harmful chemicals released through vehicles when gas is burned. A great example is seen on screen. Riding your bike helps reduce emissions through not burning the gas and instead running on 100% U-power. Just like Bubbles said, we can all ride our bikes to school or to other places instead of using a car. Other ways to help our coral reefs is by using reusable bags at the grocery store instead of plastic. What are some other ways you think that we can help coral reefs right here in Wisconsin? Other ways could be by wearing reef-safe sunscreen when at the ocean or beach, and by conserving your water. Well, let's gander back into the water now, and let's see what coral might look like if it's not doing so well. Come on, let's go. We're back in the ocean. Let's take a look now at some different types of coral that have been harmed. Has anyone heard of the term coral bleaching before? Coral bleaching is when water becomes too warm and corals expel algae living in them, causing the coral to turn white. Coral bleaching typically ends up killing the coral and hence killing other species which depend on it. If we are not careful in protecting the coral and the environment around it, coral reefs could die and thousands of other species will die along with them. Here is a side-by-side comparison of a live coral and bleached coral. Which one do you think is which? The orange coral is the alive coral, while the white coral is bleached. Let's take a closer look at what bleached coral really does. Here we have 3 steps, starting with healthy coral and moving all the way to bleached coral. The first step, which is healthy, is showing green specks along the coral, which are the algae itself. The coral and the algae both depend on one another in order to survive. In our second step, the algae become stressed and leave the coral. As you can see in the image, the green little specks are moving away from the coral and ending up bringing us back to the third step, which is bleached coral, where coral is white and turns completely white due to how there are no green specks of algae on it anymore. And due to this, with no algae, the coral cannot survive and ends up dying eventually. Coral reefs, although far from Wisconsin, are still really important and play a crucial part in our ecosystems. 3 ways that you can help coral reefs from home is firstly using reusable bags instead of plastic. Plastic bags can be harmful to the environment and can get caught in oceans and pollute the water. It can also be eaten, sometimes accidentally, by turtles and cause many problems. Our second thing you can do to help coral reefs is by reducing your energy footprint, which means turning off lights when you don't need them, or you could even help by conserving water. An easy way to help conserve water is by turning off the faucet when you are brushing your teeth. Our third way is by riding your bike or walking instead of using a car to help reduce your emissions. I had a blast talking about coral reefs with you all today, and I hope you learned so much about how they are so important to us. Me and Bubbles wish you well and hope to see you again soon. Bye!